In the name of the Holy Spirit, I pray to Father Grind. Bless us, O Lord, for these I sin. I'm about to drop in. Father Grind, please give me the strength for me to ollie manual and do a fakey 360 off a half pipe, bitch.
Get the Father Grind video and learn how to shred. We're selling pads, we've got shoes, we got grip tape, we got trucks, riser pads, wheels, bearings, bolts, a skate key. I'm going to teach you how to set up one of these bad boys. The Father Grind Jason Ellis special right here, built by Paul Schmidt. It's out June 2024. FatherGrind.com.
Welcome. Here we go.
And I'm not Tony Hawk. Vert alert. The greatest skateboarding in the world. Greatest vert skaters in the world. Female and male. The best in the world in 2024. 2024, right?
Yep. Salt Lake City, June 14th to 15th on my ramp.
The greatest ramp ever made in the world. You put all those things together, and what do you got? You got a hell of a contest, and if you miss it, you suck.
It's free too.
You suck.
And Legends demo Friday night. We just walked in there with Rune Glifberg practicing because Rune Glifberg is going to be there. Steve Caballero, Mike McGill.
Ooh.
The list goes on and on.
Tony Hawk's going to be there.
I'll be there
also
too.
known as Tony Hawk. It's
Come
free.
Come see
the
us fly
greatest
around.
skateboarding in the world today. Free. You're welcome that we're telling you.
Yes, you're welcome. June 14th to 15th in Huntsman Center Arena, Salt Lake City. Vert alert. It's going to go off.
Going to go right off. Yeah, also, hey, Vert alert, people. You guys are going to see the greatest skateboarding in the world. You want to see, well, not the greatest comedy in the world, but pretty good up-and-coming comedy. The night before, on the 13th, I'm going to be at Wise Guys telling jokes. The greatest skateboarders in the world, some of them will be there. And the 7th greatest Mega Ramp skateboarder to ever live, me, will be headlining there telling jokes. And I have never been funnier. Get a ticket and come and see me. Tell jokes. You will laugh. I'll tell stories about skateboarding. I'll tell stories about how he is not that great. And no one else will say that. No one else has got the balls. June 13th, everybody. Wise Guys. Get tickets at thejasonellis.com.
Jeff Tremaine,
What's happening?
how are you?
I'm good.
Thanks for coming
Are you
in.
though?
Fancy space, man.
Are you being sarcastic?
I'm good. Why,
No,
not-
I'm
not
saying, are you
good?
being sarcastic about the studio?
No, I like it.
Okay.
He's seen his share of rugged studios.
I know. I'm just saying. Well, I'll
He's
go.
ran a couple.
Yeah, I know. We don't have any penis photos on the wall. Sorry, we didn't
how
make you
come?
feel at home. Because I didn't realize you were going to be here so quickly. Should have just pulled it out at the start.
The photo or your actual... Huh.
He loves.
That's how he starts.
It's like gayer than I've ever been in my whole life, and that's crazy. Because I've like seen some up close. But you're obsessed with him.
I've gotten more full frontal male nudity on TV and movies than probably any non-porn company.
Yeah. No, that's,
Yeah, and got it in.
Got it in. The last movie in particular, I used to have to fight like for every frame. Fight for every little frame of there could be. You know, just go to war with.
Yeah, don't give up, Jeff.
So we'd have to go to like it would be Paramount would be like there's a guy who talks to the MPAA, that's the ratings bureau, right, that rates movies.
Yeah.
And so he would get a note. They'd send in a cut, and we'd get a note back. Oh, there's still too much in this movie.
Yeah.
So we would get in there and be like, all right, I'll cut 4 seconds, but that's it.
But you got to have some.
But I gotta have some in there.
Right.
And then the new movie,
It's like cowbell for you.
on the new movie.
I like it, baby, but I got to have more dick.
Yeah. So we do the Jackass Forever, and there's the opening sequence is all cock, and then it's cock throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
No one ever said a word like, "Hey, maybe trim this down," because we always, like, load it with extra craziness, just so we know
you told me that.
we're giving some of this. We know this is going out. But
Right.
I'll just show the craziest version, so I can then come in with a mellow version.
Yeah, I get your angle there. It's like if you push it over the top and they go, oh, absolutely not. Well, you're like, yeah, I kind of knew you were going to do that. I've still got enough for me to be satisfied.
Right.
I remember you telling me that from early on. Like we just submit.
It was an old Big Brother trick.
The worst
actually.
version.
We would just put in these horrible like things, and then they'd look at it like, oh, you can't put that in. All right, you can take that one up, but you got to leave
That was the greatest irony when you guys got bought by LFP.
I know.
Larry Flint, and then all of a sudden Big Brother was censored.
I know. The weirdest.
That was wild.
Yeah, I can understand that.
And then all of our subscribers got Taboo.
Oh,
one
yeah.
time.
That's
And
right.
all the Taboo subscribers got Big Brother. They switched.
Did you hear about that one?
Nah.
Yeah, so Taboo was Flint's gnarliest. It's like everybody, girl
Makes
getting
sense.
peed on and all kinds of shit. And their subscription department accidentally sent all of our subscribers Taboo.
Kids.
Yeah, kids. And,
Oh,
and
dude.
then all the Taboo subscribers got Big Brother. So
Well, that wouldn't have been that bad. They would have been
No,
like,
I
yeah,
know.
hey,
Didn't that made the news, right?
yeah, they got us
Yeah.
on Leno.
that's
Wow.
fair. Oh, way to go, Jeff.
Hey man, it wasn't my doing.
Yeah.
I remember the first. Well, okay, we'll get into history and stuff, but I remember the first Big Brother was free, right?
Yeah, I wasn't there for that one. That was
Okay.
Rocco put it out with.
Yeah, I remember it being. It was like everyone that made this magazine didn't know what they were doing. This is terrible. We're giving it away.
Yeah.
That was on the cover, is what it said.
Yeah, but I like that angle. Skateboarders.
He was
appreciate
the only one in the skate industry that could afford to do that.
that. Right.
But he really hated it, and that's why I got hired. So
Oh.
it was good.
Oh, that's good. So how did he find you?
Through Spike. Spike told him that.
Okay.
Hey, I've got this guy who can put your magazine together. And so
How did you connect with Spike?
I knew Spike even before high school. So we grew up in Maryland.
How's his dick?
I don't even know if I've ever seen Spike's dick.
That's weird.
Whatever.
There's still time.
Still time. But anyway, we grew up in Maryland and went to high school 1 year together. And then he skipped college and moved out here, and I went to college, and it just timed out that he was working for a BMX magazine, Freestyling,
Yep.
and
Wow.
they needed a new art director right when
They need a new game plan.
I graduated, so I came out and I got that job, and then so we worked together for a year.
But did you know him as a skater? And
I knew him as
BMXer?
we're both BMXer and skater. First BMX, that's where we go back, and then we both started skateboarding.
I mean, I assume there were hardly any skaters in your school at that time.
There were hardly any skaters and hardly any BMXers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to get bullied for wearing Vans back in like junior high school. Like,
Now every kook's wearing them.
right, but it's like it was like a weird. Every
Oh,
kid
I
looked
used to
the
hide
same.
my skateboard in 9th grade in the bungalows in the bushes.
I got beat
when I
up
got
in
to
the
school.
cricket nets for a whole lunch break because I was a skateboarder.
Yeah.
That was my first time experiencing fame.
Wow.
Everybody knew me. Aren't you the guy that got beat up in the cricket nets for that? And I was like, I am. Hell yeah. Yeah, and then the rest is history.
Cricket nets.
I was sponsored on the verge of turning pro, and I was getting harassed in school. Like
Yeah.
I had to not pretend like I didn't skate.
That's crazy because at that time I was like, you're a golden god. And people were picking
But I
on you
assume
at school.
you going to school with Spike in Maryland, no one was getting love for skating.
Yeah, no, we were weirdos. And
Yeah. So what was that like putting together a BMX magazine?
it was awesome. Yeah, I don't know. It was the same as putting together.
Yeah.
I
mean, you
didn't-
knew enough about it, like you knew what tricks and stuff.
Yeah,
to do.
and I didn't. I was really just the art director at that. I just took all the articles, everything, put it all together.
Are you any good at BMX?
I was all right.
How good were you? You do a bar spin?
No, I couldn't do a bar spin, but
So
I
you
could.
sucked.
I could get 6 feet out on a quarter pipe or. A half
Oh,
pipe.
yeah.
Oh, that's legit.
That's legit as hell. Yeah. You think you could drop in on a vert ramp?
Not now.
Yeah,
Yeah, I used to do the old school drop straight down and in, like
tail
balance
drop.
on the
Oh
tail
my
drop in.
God.
That's gnarly.
That's
That's how I thought they did it. That's how they did it back then. We were kind of making it up.
They never
you know?
went in. They never went in. They hadn't figured out to go in sideways yet.
Spike figured that out. Yeah, so he used to
What do you mean?
that. And
He
I would just
invented it?
drop. No, but on the East Coast, he was the only
Dude,
one.
that is the dumbest way to go into a ramp on a
That's so
bicycle
gnarly.
Sit there and
ever.
ride it down the
There's
falls.
no
Think
money.
about how hard you slam on your first tail drops.
Yeah,
then
like
how
a
hard you
BMX,
slam
that's
on
just
BMX.
like guaranteed headbutt to the
Straight
flat.
to the flat, yeah. yeah.
You could do that.
And I had coaster brake, so you just balance on that coaster brake and then let it fall. And
Nah,
That's pretty sick.
no
We
way.
need a video of someone doing that.
I might have one somewhere, but I don't know.
I mean, anyone. But if we have one of you, all the better.
Yeah.
But I was a real heavy-footed BMX. Like I'd break the ramp.
Yeah, I can relate.
Did you and Spike identify with each other like, oh, we love chaos?
Yes. Yeah. Pretty much. Like he worked at this. It was called Rockville BMX. It was like the biggest bike shop on the East Coast. And he was like a little kid. He was like 12, and that's where I would go get all my parts and hang out at the shop. And it was just a fun, crazy group of people. So chaos was already built into it.
But I'm so curious because I just remember, I mean, I saw the beginnings of Big Brother and eventually Jackass. And Spike was always pivotal in all of that because he just loved it. I mean, even when World started, like he loved Rocco and Jeremy because they were just out of control.
And everyone thinks he's just this little arty guy who just does nice, smart movies. But like, one time we were going down to shoot Matt Hoffman. We were going down to San Diego, and our Freestyle had this minivan, like a Chevy Astrovan, and we had a big bike box in the van. And he was driving, and I'm riding shotgun. We're going down the 5. He's driving about like 80, 90 miles an hour, and he puts it in cruise control. And then he just bails out of the back seat. He's like, hold the wheel. And I'm like, holding the wheel over the bike box. And then he bails out of the back seat and goes and sits in the back of the van.
Yeah.
And he won't come back. And so I'm like, oh, shit. And I can't get to the...
Yes.
Oh, my God.
If at any point, like traffic, which, anyone who's driven in L.A. knows that it comes to a stop quick. So
Weird that I respected more for that story.
He did all kinds of shit like that. I can't...
Why are you so crazy? Like, what happened to you?
I've just always been an agitator, like a...
Because you don't talk, like you stay kind of calm and stuff. So I feel like people think, like when I first met you, I was like, oh, he's like running it, and he's like, these guys are crazy, and I just sort of contain them. But then the more I hung out, the more I was like, no, it's basically your fault. Like you're just as tweaked as they are, if not more tweaked.
You're definitely up in the ante.
Yeah, like you always make him do more or do it again. And I'm like, man, asking somebody to do something again that people in Jackass do, that's like, did you ever like lose sleep knowing like how evil you are?
Not that, but like...
No.
It's so funny because like... I hate asking anyone to do it again. But with Jackass, we're asking for the fail, right? We want it to not... Like if you make it perfect first try,
so you do feel
you're going
again,
like versus Nitro. Like I did a show called Nitro Circus, right, where they want to make it, right? You have to make it,
right.
or
it's like tragic,
or it's really bad if they don't.
But for Jackass,
it was a reverse mindset. I'm like, oh shit, so I got to stop thinking the way I normally think, and
right, you had to encourage them to make it, and then when they did, you didn't say, hey, can you do it again until you eat shit?
But we still had like not the best crew that is always. Recording and shooting where they're supposed to. So
wow.
Sometimes they still have to go again.
Oh, but I'm really intrigued.
He's not naming names.
I'm really intrigued as to your feelings when somebody does something. You're like, oh, you ate shit a little bit, but I think you could probably eat shit harder. You do feel uncomfortable a little bit.
A little bit, but we're all in it for the same thing, right?
Yeah.
We know what it needs to be, and we're at the level. Everyone there is like, all right, we know this sucks.
Yeah,
you gotta go.
What's been the most oh shit moment?
I mean, when Knoxville broke his penis, that was pretty hairball. Like, because he can't ride a motorcycle.
He can't do sports,
right?
Or roller skates,
roller
skateboard,
skates, right? Any balance sports.
He dropped it in Ventura. I was like, no one's ever eaten shit harder on a drop in ever. Like it was amazing. I was like, that's a skill in itself.
The best thing about that is like, Carney was supposed to go up and shoot him with the taser gun at the bottom of after he slammed.
But he didn't because of the slam, right?
Well, he just kind of he was freaked out by the slam.
Fair.
And half-assed it, so only one dart went into Knoxville's
But he
throat.
did do it.
Yeah.
He just caught him with the dart, and those darts don't come out easy.
I was going to the bathroom after that, and I passed by Knoxville trying to pull it out of his neck, and it was one of the scariest things because it looked like a prosthetic.
Yeah,
it's like
He's
pulling
like
the
this,
skin
and he's just
way out.
this nub is like
doesn't wanna
pulling
let-
on his
I know.
neck.
But how was that even our idea? Like, hey, after you slam, we're gonna just fucking
Well, I
hit you with like the knockdown, the gnarliest.
I mean that was just for a Big Brother video.
See,
Yeah.
in theory, I could see that being funny, but after the level of shoulder block that he did, because we've all seen people slam dropping in.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad, but it's not that bad,
He just missed
especially
his,
to us.
like his foot didn't even go on the skateboard.
Dude, he just jumped off the top and shoulder blocked the flat. That's all it was.
Yeah, the flat on his shoulder.
It was like the greatest bad drop in ever done.
And now a word from our sponsors.
Hey, everybody that watches the show. We really like you guys. We also noticed that 60% of you that really like the show don't subscribe to the show.
And we're here. We're still going to be here next week.
It's kind of the job. If you
That's
subscribe,
it. Yes. Don't be a lurker. Don't just watch from the shadows. Like, just get in there. And so you're going to get an alert for our next show, which you're probably going to like.
and you can win stuff.
You
if
can
you
win
subscribe.
stuff too. So come
Free
on,
stuff.
We're trying to get to 200K subscribers this summer. Please,
Come
like
on.
and subscribe
Synergize with us.
and describe.
I think that's where
Get
we blew
get
it.
engaged. What? That's where we blew it.
We said describe, and everyone was like, I don't even know how to do that. It's
Yeah.
because it's not a thing.
Like, subscribe, describe.
Subscribe. Like it. You just use your finger. If you don't have a finger, use your nose. If you don't have a nose, headbutt it.
There. That's your challenge. Headbutt the subscribe button.
Like, don't headbutt stuff. You'll end up talking like me.
Burger.
I like burgers.
Me too.
Burgers and hot dogs.
Philly cheesesteaks.
Just because it's summer doesn't mean you have to cut out all the carb-heavy foods you love, like burgers and hot dogs and Philly cheesesteaks.
Good accent.
Thank you.
Hero Bread reinvented the bread and buns that make summer great. Fluffy, delicious flavor and texture with no net carbs, 0 grams of sugar, and fewer calories. Plus protein and fiber. And now you can try their sweet, melt-in-your-mouth Hawaiian rolls for guilt-free summer sliders.
Sliders.
Sliders are sick.
Sliders are sick.
Look, I seriously tried to cut out bread altogether from my diet for the last few years, and it's been super hard, and this is the best alternative.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know that it's healthy. It
Right.
just tastes like good bread.
It tastes like good bread, yes.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to have this as an option.
All your favorites, no consequences or compromise. 0 to 1 grams in net carbs. 0 of sugar and high in fiber.
Keep the carbs out of summer without compromising flavor with Hero Bread. Get 10% off your order at hero.co, not hero.com, hero.co, and use code HAWK at checkout. That's HAWK, H-A-W-K. Caw.
You can guide yourself.
I got to make sure they spell it right. Yeah. That's HAWK at HERO.co.
Back to the show.
But how do you make the what is the transition from BMX magazine to Big Brother?
The opportunity, like
If it was from one to the next.
The BMX magazine folded actually,
Okay.
and then I was freelance, so I got a job down at Snowboarder magazine. That's where I met your brother.
That's right. Yep.
So I worked with
Surfer Publications.
so I worked with Steve there, and then Rocco started a magazine, which was great because I lived up here, and he wanted it to be crazy, and so
I remember
I'm his guy.
my brother telling me how you got the job, and he's like, he's perfect for that job.
That's cool.
And my brother loves chaos and unorthodox stuff, so he was definitely like, this is going to be insane. Like Big Brother, when just the vibe of it, you knew it was going to be, I don't know.
And it was
lawless.
like, and in the beginning it was like, shit, I'm now fully in charge. I used to just lay it out.
Yeah.
Now I've got to lay it out, but I've also got to find the writers and create this whole thing. So,
What was the catalyst to do the first Big Brother video?
that's just how it was back then, right? Big Brother was always collecting sort of the biggest personalities. I didn't really care too much about the best skate. We're competing so hard with like Transworld, Thrasher, and everybody. So we know we're getting the either the world guys or the shit that's
So
been passed all the way down.
People like Clyde.
So yeah, I find Clyde or
Yeah.
Bill Pepper, all these funny big personalities.
Yeah.
Like that's what we were more into, and that's what we started collecting. Like we got Wee Man. Wee Man used to bag our subscriptions and take them to the post office. He just used to hang out at the office, and then we found Pontius, Steve-O.
Where'd you find Pontius?
I think was it Carney that interviewed or Thomas Campbell? They both kind of turned in this little interview with him, and it was so funny. It was just this.
It was an interview of him, or he did the interview?
First, there was a photo, and then it was an interview of him, like an amateur skater profile kind of thing.
Like he was trying to be a pro skateboarder? Or
Okay. He was just this weird skater out of...
So he wasn't pitching yourself to be like, hey...
He wasn't pitching himself to anything. No,
Okay.
like Thomas Campbell and Carney pitched the idea. They brought in this
Got it.
little, AM spotlight thing with him.
What made you think that he could do other stuff, or was it just like organically happening?
It's just organically hanging
Right.
out, like...
You weren't like, this guy is crazy.
He was the naked guy from the jump. Like, so anytime we needed a naked guy,
That's handy.
jump in.
Right.
What about? I think it's funny because
is.
Knoxville.
Is that him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. What is that trick? Scroll up.
Blunt.
Oh, damn.
No, he was right. He did these weird creative tricks.
I remember
too.
that.
What is that?
squatty
What is that?
50-50. I
Zoom in
remember
on
that.
the little photo. What was that?
Yeah.
It's like this drop knee.
Dude, that's
That's what I remember. That's how I remember Pontius. Yeah.
Holy shit.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And he just did all these rad. He was a rad mini ramp skater. Like he
Yeah.
did all these cool like finger flip.
Yeah, he's an athlete.
Disasters and
He's
So-
got skill.
I'm always curious about. I know I've heard the story, but Knoxville got in the mix, and he was the only one who didn't skate.
right.
Not at all.
At that time, yeah. And he just wanted to do like just put himself into weird shit.
But he
Like,
already knew of Big Brother.
he knew a Big Brother, and he and I hung out. Like I think we met on the set of one of Spike's videos, and we hit it off just great.
Oh, okay.
And so then
So he was friends with Spike?
yeah,
Is this from him being an actor?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And so, but he came to me and he was, I can't remember the first article he wanted to write. It was like, maybe it was the self-defense. No, I think it was first he wanted to write a bull. And so we got him on the back of a bull.
Oh, okay. A real bull.
A real bull, yeah. And that didn't go great. And best was we sent him on the road with Cossack to do this, like,
Wow. Yeah.
this like, we sent him to Texas. They were going to do like a rattlesnake roundup, and then there was like a contest or something.
Dude.
In Texas, and I get this call from Rick. He's like, "I'm gonna kick this kook's ass, man." He gets like, like Cossack is calling me bitching about Knoxville because Knoxville's just torturing him like the whole time.
It all makes sense.
So, and then he pitched the self-defense article, and I might be getting this mixed up in my head, but the self-defense thing sounded like a great idea, right? Like, so he's gonna pepper spray himself in the eyes. He's
Was that the gun shop
Yeah.
one?
yeah, well, it was pepper spray, stun gun, taser darts, and then go out and shoot himself with a bulletproof vest on.
How were you with that when you first heard that being pitched?
I mean, yeah, if he wants to.
That's how you.
I mean, yeah, like we were, and it was because like he got the cheapest one on the market. Like that's all he could afford. Like he just had all
The cheapest
Wait,
bulletproof
okay,
vest.
so
cheapest
stop,
bulletproof
stop
vest.
there, because I've heard that story. You guys weren't going to fund it?
No, we didn't have. I couldn't find it.
But you were like, yeah, man, if you want to shoot yourself and film it, we'll
And I was all set. I'm like, Dimitri, go shoot. Like, let's film this on video too. We
Yeah.
already put out the first Big Brother video. Now this is for the second video. And then like, as it got real, I'm like, Meech, man, just give them the camera, and you got to back out, man. I can't have you for the bulletproof vest bit. Like,
don't be there for
don't
it.
be there for that.
Just in case.
But we were owned by Flynn at that time, so I did give him like a 5-inch stack of. You'll see it. Like there's 5 inches of porno stuffed underneath the bulletproof vest.
That's
that
handy.
Fall out somewhere in the middle of that. Like he's like pointing, and then he's like picking up the pornos and pointing the gun at the crew. And like it was. I mean, look at how sketchy it is.
Oh my God.
I think Loomis is filming.
It's amazing. It's amazing, like Loomis and Dimitri, how they become cinematographers from something like that.
Right, and then the cinematography of the bulletproof vest is much different than the
Yeah.
rest of it.
Yes.
I mean, it is.
It's like the camera's like going,
Yeah. I
come
don't
on,
really want
PJ,
to.
let's get out of here. This is not cool. Like, come on, man.
But did you? I mean, even back then, it was so absurd and underground. Did you even think that was going to resonate?
No. I mean, no.
Not at all, right?
But I knew we had, like, Knoxville was the first guy who can talk, who like can just express himself to the camera. Like, I had Pontius who can run around naked, and Steve-O was jumping off bridges and shit. And,
So I met Knoxville when he was an actor.
yeah.
Before
That's right.
before Big Brother. Yeah, he did X Games commercials
Right.
in like 96. Second year of X Games.
Doing what for X Games?
It was supposed to be him and his buddy were on a road trip to X Games.
Oh, wow.
And they filmed them for weeks, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And they were actually on a road trip. So it was kind of real. And then they were just visiting different X Games athletes along the way. And
So
then
he
they-
knew skateboarding. He just
No.
never rode one.
Not really.
No.
He knew Tony Hawk.
How did he know you?
So he met up with Riley and me at NCS YMCA. And then he taught Riley how to play dice
Wow.
when Riley was 5.
Yeah, I was
Remember
gonna say.
Four.
the night, I think it was the night we turned in the pilot for Jackass, we found you at the
Mondrian.
The Mondrian.
Yeah.
Is that the one that had, what's the
Yeah.
shitty night? The
Yeah,
really
yeah, the
super
stupid
popular
bar, yeah.
Bar outside.
And he got kicked out.
And we got kicked out of
Yeah.
there.
He told that story on this show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we had
Where he
Matt
threw a
Hoffman.
tree.
We had Matt with us.
Matt Hoffman too, but you guys gave me the VHS copy of the pilot.
It was important to us that you get that and that Matt gets it.
Yeah, and I remember I think I had to rent a VCR from the hotel, and I watched it in my room alone. I was like, this will never make television.
No.
This is the greatest thing I've ever seen
Yeah.
that will never be seen.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
And
a
then
game
you're like,
changer.
well, we got Spike behind it. It's going to happen. I'm like, what?
I mean, that got us the agent and the
Yeah.
ins at MTV, right? But, they definitely, the shooting himself in the chest was.
It was inspirational to me. I was like,
To me, it's like,
if you want it, you got to shoot yourself.
Yeah.
You know, like you got to be willing to do that.
The early days of it just seemed there was so much just bullshit.
And danger.
Some danger and some not so there was a lot of filler too. Like
Yeah.
I
So-
didn't know what we
The
were doing.
boombox.
Right. There's a bunch of that shit. Right?
Yeah, that weird shit.
I got a question, just to jump forward for a second. But now that you're doing Jackass with guys that are older, and I'm older, and like when I skate, I'm like, things that I do now that I used to do, where I'd be like, if it goes bad, whatever. And now I go, if this goes bad, like this could be your last ride,
Right.
Because you're older and your bones are like, dude, stop doing that to me.
Right.
And you just said before when it was like these guys do something, and you're like, that was pretty good, but I think that you could probably eat shit a little harder. How is it doing the last one where somebody films something and they kind of take a digger, but it could be better, but you're like, can that body take, I mean, does that go through your mind? Like, you're like, can that particular body take a more catastrophic slam?
Right. I'd say I don't know if we've gotten better to where we know what we're gonna get a little better now than we used to. Like, so there's less moving shit around. It's gonna go catastrophic first take.
Oh, okay. They know.
And we've got we're better at filming it. We know where to put the camera. So every bit about it is a little more professional.
Okay.
And I just mean a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. There were like when Knoxville got knocked out, that was sketchy, right? Like he got knocked out by that bull, and he was snoring for like 3 minutes. Just
Yeah, that's bad.
laying down.
Yeah.
It was bad. So
And what about the
That was
Steve-O?
that was one of the first shots.
no, that was the very last. We knew that was
okay.
probably going to be bad.
Okay.
So we just sat on that idea until the end. And then,
Oh no, it was Steve-O got knocked out.
The treadmill.
Right in the
yeah,
beginning.
yeah, that was right at the beginning. And
You didn't expect that.
I didn't expect that.
Who does? Like a
I
treadmill?
never expect knockouts.
On a treadmill?
Let me tell you the funniest thing about that stupid fucking treadmill. Like, so we have this treadmill, and Knoxville found this one. He's like, there's a treadmill that you can run horses on. It goes 40 miles an hour. I'm like, okay, 40 miles an hour is super fast. But
It seems unnecessary.
right? And it seems unnecessary. And like we could have got a bigger one that only goes 25.
This is still
all right?
faster than a human,
Still
especially
faster.
anybody on Jackass.
Right. And so they're like, no, we got to have the fast one so we get this super speed one. But by the time they jump on it, it's only going like 14 miles an hour. We could have had the cool one that we really wanted that only went. It's still way faster than that thing's going, and that thing's going fast enough to. But when you jump on it sideways like that,
I love how none of them even tried to run.
no,
Everyone just jumped on it
no,
to
you
get
knew,
worked.
You knew what was gonna happen.
I mean,
And it's good that we just had all the fucking
oh, dude.
landing just on the cement, hitting heads twice. You hit it on the treadmill, and then you hit it again and then into all the instruments.
Just like to not understand how, like when your feet hit the ground and something's gonna whip you.
Yeah.
Like just Steve-O being a skateboarder, and I guess you got to throw that out the window when you're filming this kind of film. Like you don't want to land in a safe way,
Right.
but you still don't want to smack your brain on the side. Like I'm sure he's aware of how that goes. It just seems like, okay, here we go. Like, and don't put your hand out. Like, like hit the side of your brain. Like, do you think your brain?
No, I don't. He's not trying to.
No,
get hurt.
they're all trying to, they're not trying to. Oh, if I just do this, it'll look. That just whipped your feet out, and you're, no matter how talented you're putting your hand down if it gets there.
Yeah.
But that thing took their feet out so fast.
I love that you always stay true to skating in it, though. Like there was always a central theme to skating or skaters doing stuff. That was huge. I mean, I think that Jackass was a huge that was a byproduct promotion for skateboarding.
Yep.
That's cool. I love that you've always participated in all the stupid shit we've done since the early Big Brother days, where we would be making fun of Tony, and he's still gonna come. He's gonna show up if we say, "Hey, we're doing this." You'll show up. I don't think.
Sure.
Do we even tell you in the new movie you're getting covered in cum, or did you just show up and then we're like, "Here's
No." You said no. We're fighting a monster. I'm like, cool.
Yeah, I would have left the cum out of it too.
Yeah.
Just to get him there, because once he's there, he'll do it.
Oh no, I have a framed photo in my office of me covered in it with you and Spike.
Yeah.
Something like that. That's one of my favorite moments.
Covered in what?
In Hollywood goo.
Yeah.
I tried, you guys.
Pontosaurus.
Yeah. Semen.
Pontosaurus semen. Yeah.
Yeah, he's always.
That
up
was
for it.
kind of a chaos. Like
Yeah.
just that in itself. I mean, from my perspective, it was super early in the morning. It was freezing. We're shooting it, right?
Nothing worse than cold jizz.
And then they shot it, and I could tell. I mean, I got pushed across the sidewalk with it.
Yeah.
Like I got a scrape on my back from the first take.
Yeah.
And I remember looking up and looking at you and Spike, and I could just tell, like, no,
We're going again.
we're going again.
Right.
Yeah, and we have nowhere to like. We can't rinse off.
Yeah. And I think you even like brought your shirt. You're like, I got this old authentic shirt. Or,
Yeah, pink. I had to buy a vintage Tony Hawk shirt for the fucking shoot.
Bought it?
Yes.
Wait, you didn't buy it?
He just showed up in something better than what we had. So we're like, fuck yeah, let's just.
They said like,
And then we
get your
covered it
Bones
in-
Brigade stuff, and I was like, I don't really have it, but I found a pink Tony Hawk shirt from that era.
Wait, you don't have any?
I have the Crossbones shirt I wore at Animal Chin, and I'm not bringing it for that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because I know it's not going to survive.
Yeah, that's fair.
But anyway, so then we go change or wipe the stuff. I don't even remember.
we only have
like-
one McSqueeb wig, so we blew that off his
Oh,
fucking
wow. You only brought one McSqueeb?
So we have to like
You
get.
knew you were going to jizz on him all
We,
day.
yeah,
What the
no,
hell?
so we have
get
to
it first take.
We had to like wipe all the jizz away
Yeah.
to do it again to make
Yeah.
it look like it's the second time.
Oh, man, if I had a penny for every time I've said that.
And then the second time,
So no, we turned it up a little bit.
Cossack broke his ankle.
Yeah, but that's, man, he is.
I got shocked. Did you know that?
No.
What?
When we were done, we were walking along. You know that set's. I don't know what set is it. Is it
the Paramount.
Paramount set is a street corner, and there was a loose wire to one of the lights. And then as I'm walking, I'm like, yeah, like
Dude, could have been end of the
electrocuted and covered in
All
jizz.
that cum.
Yeah.
Right.
It was
Power goes right through cum.
Once again, another penny, you know?
It's it's conductive.
It's a real conduit.
Yeah, I learned the hard way. But it was so fun. I mean, everything was fun except Wild
that.
Boys.
Oh yeah, Wild Boys. That was.
Yeah, that was not fun for me.
Yeah.
But that was my fault.
Yeah. It's kind of their fault, but I get it. You're a big guy. You're taking it on the chin, but
God, and
like, do you want to do? Were you gonna do a loop in a monkey suit?
No, it was
without him?
me and Bob. It was our idea.
Oh,
It was.
well then, yeah. It's
it
totally
wasn't.
Your
It
fault.
wasn't them. It was.
Oh
something
yeah,
else.
your fault. Yeah.
Yeah.
What an
we
idiot.
had that skateboarding chimp with us.
That's why. Yeah. I mean, it was a skating chimp, and then we were
That
skating
one
with it.
stressed me. I'm like, oh, I just killed Hawk.
Yeah.
I've never seen you slam super hard, and
Yeah, that was a bummer.
I mean, he has. It's a weird thing how I always thought that too. Like he was just like better than us, and he would get out of it. But then, like, watching his documentary, and I was like, oh, he didn't get out of tons of shit. Like, he got destroyed tons of times
so
in the
true,
most, like, terrifying ways. Like, breaking your arm is like, meh.
I've actually, since then, gotten hurt worse. And I'm surprised I got away with just what the injuries I did there.
That looked horrific.
Did you know that that the cops showed up at the hospital?
No.
Did I tell you that? So,
No.
I mean, everything's kind of a blur for me. I remember getting in the ambulance. That was the first like vivid memory I have, and realizing like, oh, my kids were there because they wanted to see the chimp skate.
Right.
And the first thing I said was, "Where are my kids?" And they said, "Oh, Sean, my friend Sean was there, Mortimer. He took them home already."
Good.
I'm like, okay, good. So then I go to the hospital, and I'm laying in bed, and they got this ridiculous like Hollywood style bandage around my head, where it just looks excessive.
Yeah,
And this
if you
cop
knock
came
yourself
in.
out, why do you need a bandage around your skull?
Well, you also
Well, I
you
had
had
split-
like
I
a
split it
wide
open.
open gash. Yeah, it was up here.
I split it
Yeah,
open,
was up
yeah.
there.
Well, I mean, I've done. That's why I don't have any eyebrows because I've split them up so many times.
Yeah, it
Cool.
was like this wide open gash, and then we don't know what happened to his body, but
You smashed your eyebrows off?
Yeah.
Freaking awesome,
Years
dude.
ago.
Respect.
But-
we need to get on one knee and do a fucking handshake right now. I did not know that. That is so diesel. I'm pissed, man. Somebody punched me in the eyebrows.
I used to be bugged by all the comments like, "Where are his eyebrows?" And now I'm just like, "They're gone. They're
Dude, you
they're at Bob's
smashed
ramp.
your eyebrows off.
grinded
You are
off.
tougher than anyone I know.
Bob's loop.
Like that, boxers have more eyebrows than you. That is so gangster. That is the most diesel thing you've ever said to me. Holy shit, everybody! He's the toughest dude I know.
fuck yeah, because I saw that it was wide open, like just
Yeah.
split open. You've seen it. Like,
Fuck yeah, Tony Hawk. That is so cool.
Thank you.
Man, I'm pumped.
Thank you. I think.
Fuck, dude. I'll write jokes about that. That is fucking good.
But I'm laying in bed and this cop came in, and he's like, "I just want to talk
Somebody
to you
stole
about
your
what
eyebrows."
happened." Yeah. We have an APB on your eyebrows. Well, one of them anyway.
Could you explain the
I
person
think
that
one
took
of
your
them's in
eyebrows?
Vista.
What did he look like?
A chimp might have taken it. We're
Yeah.
not sure. No, he came in. He goes, "Well, I just want to talk to you about what happened."
He's
I go,
still on the
I was
loose.
shooting a thing for MTV, and he's like, "Did anyone coerce you to do this thing?" this
Yeah,
stunt?"
Jeff Tremaine.
Jeff Tremaine.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I was like,
done.
"What?" I couldn't. I was still hazy, and I couldn't process what he was asking me. It's like, no. He's like, "Well, did someone make you do something against your will?" And I was like, "No, this is what I do."
Yeah, well, not exactly, but
Like,
yeah.
And then he goes, "Well, tell me what happened." I said, "Well, we were doing this thing, and then we went on the loop, and
Spike
Do
Jones
it.
was like, "Do it again, but do it backwards.
yeah,
Go faster.
Put a monkey suit on this time.
Quit being a bitch."
it was a little strange."
Quit being a bitch.
And then the next day, Bob came to my house because he was feeling weird about it all with the footage.
Oh shit.
Oh, that's not cool.
So like,
Yeah.
"Hey man, I want to come see you. See how you're doing. I got the footage."
No.
I'm like, cool.
Yeah, no.
I don't think I'm ready to see that quite
No,
yet.
you're not. No, when you get knocked out and you don't know what
Yeah.
happened, like that's happened to me where I was like, I'm fine, and then
Yeah.
a
We
month
watched
later,
it.
but it's not.
We watched
that
it.
changed everything to me. Someone's like, "Here, man, this is what it looked like," and I was like, "Oh
The
no."
bummer for me about that whole thing, and I don't want to dwell on it, but the bummer for me was that going forward after that, every time you guys would ask me about doing stuff, it was just like it was just naked stuff. It was never stunts.
Wait, you want to see Tony's dick?
No, just naked people around. Like it was Pontius and it was
Just trying to find
Steve-O.
ways to take him
Yeah.
down one notch. You know?
Right.
At one point, they go, here's a list of stuff. That was when we did the
That might be the last time we ever got you to skate and stuff, huh? No. Yeah.
yeah,
maybe.
that was last time. Because every time it was like, no, we're not. Tony can't skate or do anything
No,
dangerous.
that
So
traumatized me too much.
when
I'm like,
you guys
God.
did the thing at Skate Lab with the
Yeah. Yeah, with
was
the
it, the
with the sandbags swinging at everybody.
Yeah. When you presented with me with a list of ideas before that, everything was like, we're gonna do this, but then Steve-O's naked in this, and then I just wrote back like, do you have anything that was not on the list?
Right.
The obstacle course.
Anything without dick.
And I said, is there anything less gay?
Right.
And the reply was, you know who we are, right?
Right.
And I was like, yeah.
Isn't
you're
that
right.
weird that now you do a podcast with a gay guy?
No, I don't like. It wasn't
Just-
even that. It was just more like, I wanted to skate. That was the thing.
That's fair.
You know what I mean? I want,
kinda
and
your
it was
thing.
like, no, can't. liability. You're a problem when you skate.
I'll tell you, like the old days, yeah, penis was so forbidden in the old movies, but now it's like, fucking let's watch cock.
This was so great though.
It was a good idea.
I forget who it was.
Mike
Who's in their
Cassatt.
underwear?
Who gets too clean?
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy Mike Cassatt, he was in the art department.
Mike, yeah, so people think that was me.
The blindfolded one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is kind of sick because I'm regular
This
foot.
is awesome.
That was amazing. Yeah, that was it.
That's just pure luck.
You can't get any better than that.
And now a word from our sponsors. Did you know that 80% of men will experience hair thinning in their lifetime? It's normal, but it doesn't have to be your fate.
I feel sorry for those guys.
Get ahead of it with Nutrafol, a clinically tested hair growth supplement for men.
Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement brand with over 1 million people seeing thicker, stronger, faster growing hair with less shedding.
Nutrafol's hair growth supplements are physician formulated using 100% drug-free ingredients. Their patented technology provides consistent, reliable results without compromising your sex life.
Take their hair wellness quiz on Nutrafol.com/men for a personalized hair health plan based on your specific root causes.
With Nutrafol, building a hair growth routine is simple. Purchase online, no prescription or doctor's visits required. Free shipping and automated deliveries ensure you'll never miss a day. See results in 3 to 6 months.
Take the first step to visibly thicker, healthier hair for a limited time. Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off our first month's subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com/men and enter the promo code HawkWolf.
Find out why over 4,500 healthcare professionals and hairstylists recommend Nutrafol for healthier hair. Nutrafol.com/men, spelled Nutrafol.com/men, and enter promo code HawkWolf. That's Nutrafol.com/men, promo code HawkWolf.
Back to the show.
What are the plans for?
No plans right now, so I have no idea. I've learned to never say never, but there is
Right.
absolutely no plan.
Right.
So
That the fat suits was so hard
Yeah.
to skate in.
oh my god, first thing
Dude,
we
you
had
did
Matt
a
Hoffman.
5 in a fat suit?
I took some of the fatness off to
So
do that.
what? You look pretty fat to me.
Yeah, Matt rolled in.
Matt rolled in straight to the flat, like just knocked himself out. That was the first thing we shot with him.
Oh, man.
Stuff like that. So, I mean, I think, and I don't want to say he got lucky, but there were so many moments like that with Bam where his board shot, like almost hit his face, but just landed perfectly.
Right through the suspender.
Wait,
too,
that missed? It looked like it hit.
kind of right under his chin.
But there were so many times like that. Or like Knoxville on the rocket and the thing shot out. Like,
Yeah.
you guys got these moments, but they were just blind luck sometimes.
I mean, that's
That's the brand.
that's the brand. Like,
That works.
no, it's all thought out. Everything's been very calculated.
Yeah, no, I sense that.
But I feel like there is an element of true creativity, like a Buster Keaton type of thing that you guys had, that it wasn't just idiocy.
Well, I don't know. I claim the idiocy part of it.
But I mean, you must have gotten a ton of ideas that were just like, no, that's just too.
It's funny. By the time we
cliche.
shoot it, it's been worked over, and like it's rarely just this is the idea. Let's go shoot that exactly. Let's go now. Sometimes it is that, but a lot of
I think
times
God just loves Jackass.
Do you have any favorites that didn't get to shooting stage?
Well, we had this one idea with Preston. I don't even want to say because we still might do it. It's
yeah.
a plastic surgery idea.
I mean,
That it's really gross, but I don't want to give that one away because that could still happen.
boobies on your back?
No,
Ah, damn it.
But what about ones that you thought were gonna be amazing and didn't fly,
I mean that
or that
happens a lot.
didn't turn out the way you?
Oh, like even we had this big ending plan for the first movie. This big Rube Goldberg, everything was connected. Like it was like the game Mousetrap.
Yeah.
And we couldn't get it to fucking work. Like we're just sitting there, and it's.
Did you have the cast there doing it, or you were just trying to test it first?
We had the cast there. We kind of thought we had it all figured out.
What's a game
And we-
mousetrap?
What's that? The game.
The game of
I thought you said a
Mousetrap.
game
The
Mousetrap.
game of Mousetrap.
I was going to say,
that game with marbles. where you
please
bounce-
tell me how that works.
It's a whole different thing.
And I think we spent like $70,000 on it.
Yeah, that's
so it
a
was like,
lot.
oh my God, we cannot. This has to work. We've spent $70,000 on this.
Wait, it didn't work?
We got a lot of funny little pieces out of it, but the whole thing never truly worked.
How young everyone is.
I know.
Whoa.
When did you know you'd do a second movie?
We were shooting Wild Boys. So we're in Russia, and we have this like obstacle course set up where we've got these vicious dog, like these big, like it was like the Russian sort of, what would you call them? Special ops guys, right? Like gnarly Russian military security guys. And so we set this whole obstacle up, and one of the things was they had these giant fucking dogs that were gonna lunge at him or bite you if you got too close. And then they had, I can't remember what they were shooting. They weren't bullets, but they were shooting these things that
Rubber bullets?
Rubber pellets?
rubber pellets. Yeah,
Yeah.
but they
Yeah.
would go
They
right
hurt.
through plywood,
Yeah.
plywood and
They
shit.
hurt.
I'm just like, holy shit! Like, so Knox was like, "Come on, we got to get something out of this." I'm like, "All right, but whatever. It's not that great of a bit." So he's like, "All right, well, let's just let the dog bite me." I'm like,
Dude.
so we tried that. The dog kind of wouldn't. It bit him, but it didn't look great. And he's like, "All right, well, just shoot me with the fucking bullet." I'm like, "All right, but I'm testing it first." So we do the test, and
Yeah.
like, I'm like, "No way are you gonna get a bullet, like a rubber bullet, puncturing your skin, embedded in you."
Yeah. Yeah, it's bad.
If we're gonna do it, let's do another fucking movie. Like, don't do it for Wild Boys on MTV2
Because that's
right
so
now.
it's so gnarly.
It's so gnarly. Like, let's I just not ready in the middle of Russia to say.
And had the first movie already been released?
Yeah, we did
Okay.
great with the first movie. Yeah, Wild Boys is born out of that, and then we thought we were done. We thought that was close to the book on Jackass after the first movie, and then when he wanted to go hard again, I'm like, all right, well then, fuck this, like fuck Wild Boys, let's go.
Let's
Jackass
do
2
another
is happening, and he came around to that idea.
Was it? I mean, obviously, it was probably easy to convince Paramount to do it.
Yeah,
But
Paramount's-
did they give you like more resources to do the second movie?
I mean, yeah, I think so. The budget went up. It was still a cheap movie to make, but everybody, like number 2, like everybody's ready to die. Like it is just a
Do you
psychotic.
think that was peak Jackass?
It's peak ready to die-ness. I think it's lacking, in some of the camaraderie things, but it's just everybody is so at a level,
Because of the success of the first one and the,
I just think
the hype.
you evolve, or devolve, whatever you want to call it. Like your bad behavior, like I've always had
Was
people come up.
rewarded.
It gets worse,
Yeah.
like like used to be you'd pee on each other at the bar, and that was like fuck you, that's the line, and then it's peeing in your drink, and then it's like
Pee in your mouth.
yeah, or trying to
On
shit
your-
on you,
on your snow
or
cone.
trying to come on you, like it just it keeps getting worse and worse, like. Yeah, I always talk, like people are like, "Oh, we used to film that shit." I'm like, "Okay, yeah, so did we." But like, I've got this group of guys that it's really evolved into this sort of spectacular bad behavior. That, like
And then what about 3D? How did you feel about doing it in 3D?
that was what made it happen, right? Like, oh, yeah, let's take 3D.
Oh, so it wasn't like, oh, we got to do a 3. It's like, oh, this is the.
I think we were ready to do 3, but the 3D of it was what piqued me. I'm like, yeah, let's fucking make the dumbest 3D movie ever.
Yeah.
So
I get the angle.
It still worked without the 3D.
yeah, I didn't. Yeah, that's funny because you can't ever see it in the true 3D
Right.
anymore. Like, but it was really good. We shot
It was.
in
Yeah, it was
3D,
amazing. I saw it in 3D.
So it wasn't like a lot of movies are converted after the fact into 3D, but we were shooting
Right.
it with like.
Yeah, the dildos were badass. I've always
Yeah, we
said
had one
that.
of the most expensive cameras ever made. It was the Phantom camera, which is the camera that shoots the super slow motion. And we built a
Yeah.
3D one, so it's 2 of them. One of them is like shooting down into a mirror because you have to get the lens.
Shit.
You have to get the lenses right next. The lenses have to be the same distance as your eyeballs.
Right.
The center of the lenses, so it's about 2.5 inches apart. So a bigger lens can't. So you had to shorten that by doing mirrors.
Yeah.
So we had this Phantom shooting down and a Phantom shooting forward, and they have to be calibrated perfectly. So it was like this super expensive ass.
Yeah.
So and they custom made it for us. So
So that's why it's so expensive. Cause
Yeah, that was part of it. Like, and then we're just like shooting Pontius, like trying to hit a ping pong ball with his dick. It's super slow.
Was that the one that had the censored bar and then it kept moving around?
Like I said,
that
we
is
used to
so
have to fight
funny.
so hard for every.
That is
frame.
one of the funniest scenes. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah.
so-
He keeps moving away from it, going back to it.
So that was a big back and forth because like they're like. I gave him the sequence. It was like a minute and a half long of Bonnie. Like, I mean, you were just
A minute and a half is pretty gay. Yeah.
pretty long. And so I sped it up, and I sped it up to the point where it's just not that funny anymore, where you don't see just the flesh wrap.
I disagree, but anyway.
It started to get too. It's funnier slower.
Yeah.
And so we're fighting, and then Paramount or the MPA keeps giving it back, saying no, it's still too. It needs to be shorter. And I'm like, how much cock can we have? And they're like, I just need to know. They're like 10 seconds. I'm like, oh fuck, 10 seconds isn't long enough. So then the solution became, all right, well, here's what we're gonna censor it.
It's so brilliant.
And then the censor bar is not gonna keep up. The dick's gonna slip under the censor
For
bar
10 seconds.
10 seconds exactly, and then it
Genius.
catches back up.
Everybody's happy.
It
Everybody's
is
happy.
really brilliant.
I mean, like, we don't take no. You know, you
Yeah,
just gotta
yeah.
find a way around. Like, life will put
Which-
roadblocks in your way. You just gotta find a way out.
Which was the party? I think it was for the release of 3D on video, maybe, where you guys did the party in the back lot.
Yeah. There was
Where there was there was a zip line.
I don't know. I mean, we had a big party on the Paramount lot.
For the release of video, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I brought Kathy and Miles and Calvin there. Did I say the story?
Was it like super windy or something?
Yeah, it was freezing too, but they were so, because they hadn't really met everyone, so they were stoked to meet, Steve-O and Wee Man and everyone. And it was a school night, so we had to drive home from LA. So obviously we left a little bit early. And they got handed gift bags on the way out. And they're like, these are kind of naughty. And then I'm driving. Kathy's in the front seat. Miles and Calvin in the back. They start opening their gift bag. We're on Hollywood Boulevard. And I hear, Miles has a wiener in his. I go, what? And I look back, and they both are holding dildos. And I reach back. They're young then.
Oh,
Like
okay.
they're under 12. Yeah. And so I reach back, grab them both, throw them out the window immediately, like just on Hollywood Boulevard.
That makes it more alarming. If I'm under 12 and you throw the dicks out the window, I'm like, oh, I got to learn more about those. What was that?
And then I'll never forget, Miles said, so,
Don't throw my dick out of the window, Dad.
Miles just started laughing. He goes, some guy on the street, some homeless guy on the street is going to find a wiener.
Yeah.
Well,
That works.
So thanks for that.
Yeah.
dicks. Man.
So that's when they learned about dildos.
Miles turned out all right. I just saw him. He's a good guy.
Oh, yeah. No, they all turned out fine. But it's
He offered me a wiener.
It's one of the funniest
Love
stories.
wieners now.
Yeah, I don't think we explained what it was. It was just like, some people just think it's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think they had already seen the movie, so they saw what they were used for in the movie.
They're used to be thrown at people.
thrown at faces.
Weapons.
They're bullets. Yeah.
Did you have any when it was peaking, were there people just submitting stuff to be included?
I don't think they ever knew how to find us for that. This
Right.
is before
Instagram,
Instagram
social
and
media,
all that shit.
right?
So yeah, we never. If they went to Paramount, they made sure we didn't get it. So.
But there was a couple of kind of there was like the Dirty
there's-
Sanchez guys, and
right. Yeah, it's
Wasn't
become
there
the Dudesons.
the Dudesons, yeah.
A bunch of this. Yeah. But like I said, like there was like-minded shit. Like people used to say, "Oh, Jackass is so like avant-garde." I'm like, it's just skateboarding without the. It's a skate video without the skating.
Yeah.
Right.
Like it's any of our group.
I know, it's like
felt
after-
normal. Like
it's
wow,
like-
it just feels like
It was
this
the
is our
stuff in
people.
between.
The stuff in
like
between.
After the demo hotel room video,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
Exactly. So
It's like, it's just like the first one, I was like, man, I missed that party. That seemed like a good one, you know?
Right.
Because that's,
Yeah, it was like the filler in the Big Brother videos.
Yeah.
Between the
Exactly, the
skate
little-
segments. Yeah.
yeah.
which became the biggest thing. But I get it, and it's definitely, you know, it just speaks to skate sensibilities and the creativity. But it was fun to watch that meteoric rise. It was really cool.
That was weird.
It was
Weird
fun
from my side.
It was just fun to be. It was fun to be in the orbit too, where I could come in and be like, oh, that sounds fun, cool, and then. And I mean, and during those days, besides video game stuff, that was the number one question to me.
Really?
Dude, how are those Jackass guys? What's it like working with them? I'm like, just cover your crotch.
Right.
It's cool.
It's kind of fucked.
Yeah. Or it's like, is Bam always like that? I'm like, I mean, yeah, but he's not, you know, he knows when the camera's on for sure.
Right. Do you feel like people, when you film stuff that isn't Jackass, people go above and beyond because they know that you're behind the camera?
Sometimes I think so. Yeah, like I said, you know, I did the movie The Dirt with the Motley Crue
Yeah.
and MGK was a huge Jackass fan.
Right, so he was
And
prepared.
I think he was pretty psyched to just go hard.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like so.
Yeah, when we did that Liquid Death ad, and I had to get punched in the face by a fight friend of mine, and he punched me, and I was like, "That's not going to work, dude."
Yeah.
Like, I know who's holding the camera.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I was
And they
like,
didn't even. The slow mo shot was so sick.
I know, they didn't use it,
because
huh?
you could see that you really got punched. You know,
I know.
and the blood came out.
I had to have blood
It was
in
pretty
my-
graphic. That like for
I get it.
a
I
water
get,
commercial.
I get it, but I also didn't get it at the time because you were holding the camera.
Right.
And when he punched me, I was like, "Dude, that's not gonna fly." Do you
Yeah.
know who's holding the camera? Like, seriously, crack me.
Well, we did the commercial for the THPS 1 and 2 remake, and in the height of COVID,
I mean, that was so crazy.
that was crazy at Elliot's house.
yeah.
Yeah.
So they had to have all these segregated sections.
And,
Oh, you weren't allowed to
where-
be next to each other.
no one
Couldn't
from
be
the
next
ad
to each
agency
other?
was even there. It was just
Yeah, everyone's on
on a
Zoom.
little Zoom, and then we're like, all right, I'll go try this, and they're saying, yeah, we had to figure out the tech to
Yeah.
get them to see the.
And then
playback.
we had to do a thing where it's supposed to be like a mailman, and I'm about to drop in on Elliot's Mega, and he's like, dude, I can do this because he's been playing the game.
Yeah.
And then Alex Perlson had to do the stunt with the mailbag and eat shit across the gap
Oh, wow.
for him. And he did it a couple times.
He
And
went-
then
he went for it.
He went for it. Yeah, he went hard.
Right, because he knows.
Yeah, he exploded on impact.
Yeah.
But it was perfect because all the
Because
all the mail's flying.
We figured out the mail is what's funny. Like so when he hit, like all these letters just went up in the air. It was great.
that was fun though. That was really cool.
It was
to do
fun.
that.
Yeah, just the COVID of that was so weird. I remember like even going to San Diego was a big deal. Like staying in a hotel was like,
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, that was the first time I knew that people would actually come and do mobile tests. So they came and they had to test everyone in my house because
Right.
all of our kids are home from COVID. So we got like at the time tests were a few $100,
Right.
and so we got like a free test, which was cool.
Good to know.
we just finished, I think, shooting Jackass Forever. We were right in the middle. of
No, you told me that. I remember I asked you about it, and
Well,
you
we
said
were about to get started
You said
again.
you're about to get started, and
That's right.
and
It was
you're
right
like,
that was before
Yeah.
us getting back into production. Right before. That's right.
yeah, and
Oh
he
my God.
kept saying like, I feel like we should all just live together.
Yeah.
And just be, so that we all know we're not going to get sick and
Yeah.
just shoot it in this bubble.
Well, just because I hated the idea of that the camera pans over and catch Cossack, he's wearing a mask and he's going to
Yeah.
throw up into his fucking
Yeah.
mask. You know, like I want to see his
Yeah.
face, or me or whoever. Like,
Yeah, I think that's a smart idea. You all lived in a bubble, but they wouldn't let you do that.
nah, no one really wanted to live together.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Wait, I just realized. Yeah. Okay.
But
that would be hell.
you started
Yeah,
it not long after that. I mean, once the restrictions
right after.
eased.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would have been a documentary.
Holy shit, the bubble.
The,
Jackass
of you,
bubble.
all you idiots in a bubble, like not filming, just the bit where it's like not stopping.
Everyone is just destroyed.
Yeah, because they won't stop. Like,
Yeah.
somebody's always gonna fuck with somebody the whole time. Like maybe one guy has a nap, but the other guy's
love
awake. Like it's on.
I love how some of the dumbest things were the funniest. Like,
Yeah, that's,
like the
it's
high
usually that
five.
way. Yeah.
High five is one of the
dude,
greatest
the high five
things.
is genius.
It's so funny because I was such a hater on that idea. I thought it was a hilarious idea. I'm like, it's never going to work. We're never going to be able to hide this giant hand that's going to hit him hard enough to. And Knox was like, no, man, it'll work. We can make it work. I'm like, all right, man, you believe in it? Let's just go full on after it. And sure enough, man, we got everybody with it.
And delivering soup.
That's my favorite part. So we have, her name's Lindsay. She was out in the back. Like, we knew Aaron was coming in.
Yeah.
So she's pulling out of her car all this soup's like in the bowls. Like, Aaron, and there's none of us around. She's like, Aaron, can you help me carry this?
You can tell he knows. Like, he's like, I feel
"This
weird.
doesn't
I
feel
feel
right."
weird. Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel weird. But I don't see anything, but
Right.
I definitely feel weird.
Fuck.
It's so great. And my personal favorite is the Preston and Wee Man.
Watch this.
Oh, with Bam.
It's like his heels are nailed to the ground. Like, his heels don't move; they just fall back.
That is a shit whipping right there.
But we added like two. We kept adding garage door springs to make it.
oh wow,
It's hitting him hard. Let's add another one.
and it would work. Like another spring would make it hit way harder.
Yeah. So you
that
pick
is
one,
genius,
pull it
man.
That's right. Right when they're about to hit high five, bro.
I feel like that, like having that.
That's in our office. Like
Wait, you have it ready to go? Have you used it like just?
no, it's not in our office. Knoxville has it at his house. Now.
No, he's saying like that was in
That's
the Jackass.
our
Oh, no,
office,
yeah, yeah,
production office, right?
So
I'm
did
just saying-
did they ever think that was like going to be a safe space?
No.
Yeah,
no,
what?
we shot a bunch of shit. there.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that was.
The other thing with Preston and Wee Man with the bungee jumping, I mean that's
Oh my
just
God.
one of the funniest things.
Yeah, that's the funniest
in the
thing
entire
I've ever.
world.
Because we had no idea what's gonna fucking happen. You know. Like,
But you could tell that Preston was doing everything he could to stay up there because he didn't want to fall.
He hates heights.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that though.
And he stayed up long enough so Weeman comes
Yeah.
back up and hits the.
No, it's genius.
And then he falls. And then he falls.
And he gets
Weeman's still up,
slingshotted,
And then
yeah.
he slingshots into. Like, it's just the best.
yeah.
So that was one where you knew that we got it.
Yeah. 100%. Like, it's science, right? Like, you don't.
But I'm just saying,
It's just
like,
pure physics. Like, right? He hits underneath there.
Like, man, he gets whipped.
But I'm just saying, once you shot that, it was like, oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
never gonna get better, right?
No, that's done.
Nobody got hurt, right?
No.
Yeah, then that's perfect.
That's
Everybody
pretty high.
wins.
It's like probably 30 feet or something.
Were you there for poopies?
The shark?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was terrifying.
That was gnarly. We talked to him about that.
Did you think that he was like real hurt?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was bad.
Okay.
Like, I saw, like, it happened, right behind those cameras. Like, we're here and it's, 25 feet away.
And you saw the shark.
And you can
flick
see the
up.
shark out of the water and wiggling. Like, it's
And
on
on him.
Yeah, like,
Right.
it's bad. Like,
Did you know it was his hand?
No.
You just thought he had.
I knew it was Andy. He held his hand up and then it started gushing, like.
Was that a relief?
Was a relief that he held a hand
That's
up,
what I'm saying.
but he's still in the water with all these sharks.
Oh right, you're thinking maybe they're gonna bite him again.
Yeah, it was fucking sketchy.
Yeah.
And then they get him up, so we pull him onto the swim platform of that boat there, right? They put him through the, there's like a support beam, so they put him through the triangle, but he's got this fucking wakeboard on his feet.
Oh.
So I have to figure out how to just,
yeah.
under
wow.
that super stress, I'm like fighting to get the wakeboard off his feet so we can get him out of there.
Did you have to? Are there straps that you can just pop out of?
No,
those,
but
right?
they were
you
just
have to,
he
work
was,
him
like,
out?
Yeah, really tight on his feet. I had to figure out and we're just all in panic mode, so it was like hectic.
that was gnarly.
Yeah, and I get looking at this open wound on his hand while I'm trying to pull the
Yeah.
wakeboard off.
Has he
bad-
surfed since then?
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh yeah, he
he's
does
done
it all the time. How bad did it look? Like the wound.
Like it was wide open right here, so I couldn't tell because it was just white with just blood gushing over it, and then
Yeah.
it was a big gash in here. So it was like,
Man, I always wanted to be bitten by a shark, but like in a way where I can still use all my limbs after the story.
Deerdick did it well. He had the chainmail suit and took the full bite.
Yeah,
but,
the Jacques Cousteau suit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but yeah, sharks.
It's kind of cheating, but
There's not a real safe way because their teeth are so fucking.
yeah.
They're made to cut too. They're
Yeah.
not just puncture. It's
Yeah, and we don't really have
Yeah.
a good part that like you can take and we're good, you know?
Most of what they bite just comes off. With
Yeah,
the
that's
bite,
the
you
bad
know,
part.
What was the most worrying thing you guys did, or animal you guys worked with for Wild Boys?
Oh god. The freaky one was in Australia. The cassowary bird.
The what?
Cassowary. It's like an ostrich kind of tall bird,
Like an emu?
kind of like an emu, but it's got a big like crown on its head, and it's got this like blue. It's a
Yeah.
looking bird.
I didn't even know.
But
it was-
its pinky toe is like a knife blade.
Yeah.
And they jump up.
They
and
got dinosaur legs,
Yeah,
dude.
they kick.
Yeah.
They fight like that. They
Yeah.
jump up and claw
They
down
cut-
and
they'll cut
try
you
to
open.
shred you up.
Yeah.
Like, and so we had Pontius in the bite suit, and like he had
a
a
shield.
shield, but it was this thing was coming at him, and we're like, oh, fuck. And he's overheating this thing, so he can't really get away from it. And
Wait, those little guys.
they're not that little. He's on a platform. They're probably 5 feet tall.
Yeah, because I've gone to the zoo in Australia before and like hung out with them, and when they eyeball you, like all of a sudden I get this feeling that it's not cool anymore.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm like, hey, Amy, like what's up? And it's like,
I'm gonna jump
And
the
I'm like,
fence. Yeah.
dude, I feel like I don't want to say shit to you anymore. Like,
And they got one, so they got most of their toes just have like little toenails. Except
Yeah.
for the pinky is just this super long.
yeah, that they
fucking
know
nail.
they've got too. They use it to cut
It's
things.
a weapon, yeah. And so that was sketchy. On the pilot of Wild Boys is a whole movie, and it's like just we went to South Africa, and with the plan of like we're gonna do safari and we're gonna do the great white sharks, and somewhere in the middle, like we're staying at this really fancy resort when we were doing the great white shark stuff, but it's like way off the grid. It's this really nice like bird sanctuary hotel, and Pontius and Steve-O were staying together in this one unit, and then the cameraman and another guy were in this. We were all like just in these different like
Yeah.
condos, and it was cold. This is like in the middle of winter in South Africa, so they showed us they have these little stove fireplaces that have a little chimney up, and they showed us how to make a fire. They showed Steve-O, unfortunately, how to make a fire. And so Steve-O just stuffed it with wood, and then I guess sparks flew out of his. This is late at night, so I was asleep when this happened. But the thatch roof caught on fire.
Oh my God.
And started burning, and Pontius and Steve-O wake up, and they're like, fire, fire. And they were saying connected to them in the same unit was this couple that we didn't know. They weren't
Innocent
with
people.
us. Innocent people.
Yeah.
So Chris kicks the window in and just runs in and wakes the people up. He's like, we got to get out. There's a fire.
Wow.
Grabs all their shit and gets
Oh
them
my
out of
God.
there. Burn the thing to the ground. 3 of the units.
Wow.
All the way to the ground. Like just stone chimneys and then foundation. And that's all that was left. We like,
Dude,
and this is in the middle of our pilot. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Like,
you guys burnt a hotel to the ground.
3 of these really fancy.
But how do they
Yeah.
not account for that? That sparks wouldn't be coming out of the.
I
Like,
didn't think that Steve-O would.
Yeah, Steve-O's not thinking ahead at that point.
I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about like.
Yeah, they.
It seems like.
Like I said, this was a very civilized place. They didn't expect a bunch
Steve-O
of
to be
stone,
that. Yeah.
crazy ass Steve-O.
Yeah.
But like the funniest thing was like we never got in trouble, and like that night before that happened, we were supposed to shoot with this guy named Andre Hartman, who was the first guy I ever saw get out of a cage with a great white shark, swim with a shark, great white,
So cool.
And he's this old. He looks like the Jaws boat
Yeah,
captain.
yeah,
Like he's just so, oh yeah, I tell you. And it was stormy the next day, and so he was with some dive guy, and that guy canceled. So he's like, "I'll take you out tomorrow."
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, sick.
Yeah. Even better.
So then we burned down the units. Like, so we're up all night,
Oh my God.
but we're still going out.
Yeah.
And we get the best. Like, he's the one who convinces Chris and Steve. I was like, the best thing to do is we'll bring the shark right up on the boat, and you guys cannonball right on its back, and
What?
then get in the cage.
Yeah.
And so that was the great idea. Like, so that he's, they're luring the sharks up against the boat. And sure enough, Chris and Steve would just cannonball right next to the thing, and it fucks off for a second, and then
Yeah.
turns back around.
Yeah.
And so right when it turns back around, they are walking on water into the shark cage, right?
Right.
So they
But
jumped
that-
out of the cage for a second, scared the shark, and then
How many seconds before this great white turns around and comes back?
it felt like it felt instant.
Like
but,
3.
Yeah, I don't know how
Yeah,
long.
yeah. But you watch it turn around and
Yeah,
you
we
look
can
to see
see
where
it.
the
Yeah,
guys are.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm like, this is scary.
Yeah.
So- but the funniest thing about the whole hotel thing is, and then this article comes out. The couple was writing a review,
Oh my god.
and they're like, "These two guys saved our life."
They
that's
didn't. They tried to
amazing.
kill you.
This article comes out making Chris and Steve-O heroes. Like,
Oh, that's so great.
They did it. They made the fire.
yeah, never mentioned that.
That's awesome.
That is amazing. That's it. That's it. You're saving lives.
Saving lives.
You guys are out there doing the Lord's work.
God damn. But we also did we had this ham, and we went to this guy who raises hyenas, these big hyenas, and so the idea is we're going to play rugby or football with a ham.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And keep away from the big hyenas.
Yeah, of course.
That's a sketchy idea.
Yeah,
Like, I'll
yeah,
say
I
that.
see
Like hyenas are weird, sketchy animals that don't hide food from them.
Did that work?
It worked. No one got attacked. So
They went for the ham instead of the person.
yeah, they went. Yeah,
Right.
it wasn't a very long game. So it was like, you catch it, fuck, you catch it, I'm throwing it, I'm out of here. But it was a sketchy game.
They're big, right?
Yeah, their heads are huge. You know, they
Yeah.
have these huge fucking teeth.
Well, Jeff, I know I might be a few years too late on this, but maybe quit while you're ahead.
What?
Maybe.
Don't ruin it. Keep going, dude. You got
Keep
this.
going. Okay, keep going. There's a new generation. There's a new generation
hell,
ready to
dude?
get wrecked.
Yeah, like
It's funny,
keep
we
going.
talked about, like, because you sort of slipped through the cracks on Big Brother and us. Like,
Whoops.
you were exactly the personality that we were. You know,
Yeah.
like,
Well, thanks for
I
not
mean,
calling me, dickhead. I would have
It's
loved
probably
to have.
for the best.
I would have jumped on a. Yeah, I would have been the guy that got eaten for sure, right? I know, right? Because I'd be like, oh, I'll jump on the shark, and it's like I'm a little slower than the other two, and it's like, yeah, man, he was cool, but not a great swimmer or some shit.
And he ended our series.
He was strong. Not strong enough for the Great White, but
Yeah.
Well, hey, thanks for coming.
I love
It's been a pleasure working with you and getting called with you guys. Even when it hurt, it was fun.
well, now
It's
you
been a
give-
pleasure
now you give
almost
me my
working with
marching
you.
orders. You want to get rad again, so that's
If
what I'm
it's
gonna watch
skating, yeah. As long as it's skating, I'm not naked.
If you need a
It'd
dick,
be cool.
I'm back, baby. Let's go. Hey, Tony, look out!
Hey, I watch you and
Oh, man. I got to go.
all right.
Well, I can describe, you know?
Yeah,
Jeff Tremaine, everyone.
Yeah. Thanks, dude.
Thanks.
thank you.
Bob Odenkirk.
You guys, Bob Odenkirk signed Pollos Hermanos cups that I bought from a Better Call Saul auction. They were actually props used in the show. He signed 5 of them. And you guys liked, subscribed, and screenshotted and sent them to us. And now we have a list of names in a hat on paper, and we are going to grab some winners right now. Ready?
Yeah.
This next lucky winner, his name is Jason Reed at Mothboy on Instagram.
Yep.
Yeah, at Mothboy, also known as Jason Reed. I don't know how that makes any sense, but congratulations, dude. You are a winner. Chicken dinner.
Nick Sumner.
Sumner.
N3R. Nick Sumner, you got one too.
You're pretty stoked. Who else is stoked? I'll tell you who else is stoked. Matt. Oh man, I should have stayed in school. Matt Kaufman.
Yep.
Man, I am a very smart and great reader. Matt, congratulations. You win a cup.
Okay.
You
And
know, these lucky winners just from subscribing to this podcast.
Doug
That's all
B,
you gotta do.
Donnie B exclusives. Donnie B exclusives at Donnie Collectibles. You got one too. That's pretty convenient that you have a collectibles and now you have a collectible cup from Better Call Saul. Signed by Bob Odenkirk. Last winner.
Bob
Here we go.
Odenkirk. I don't know. You're picking it.
Dave.
Dave.
Dave
Wait,
is a
it's
winner.
just Dave?
At Desert Cow.
Desert Cow.
Dave?
Chicken dinner, Dave.
Desert Cow.
Chicken dinner.
That's appropriate too. Desert, Better Call Saul, Albuquerque.
Oh, yeah. Cool. Yeah. I see what you did
All
there.
right. See, I'm bringing it all together.
Congratulations.
All right, congrats, you guys. And thank you for liking and subscribing and describing and for being fans. We appreciate it.
Thanks.